There's a reason Stranger Things fans can't let go of this debate. Because when a story runs this deep, the word final never feels simple. So today, we're asking the question that still refuses to settle. Is Season 5 the end of Stranger Things, or just the end of the version we grew up with? You're watching DriftEcho, and the latest updates point to something far more definitive than a farewell. Season 5 isn't shaping itself like a nostalgic goodbye tour. It's being framed like a reckoning. Hawkins isn't hiding anymore. The town has been cracked open, physically and emotionally. The Upside Down didn't just invade, it merged. Roads split apart. The sky looks sick. And reality itself feels unstable, like it's holding its breath. That detail matters, because it tells us something crucial. There is no reset button waiting at the end of this story. No clean escape. No return to normal childhood. This season isn't asking who survives. It's asking who answers for what happened. From the very beginning, Stranger Things has been about kids facing something they were never supposed to see. But Season 5 reframes that journey. These characters didn't just experience horror. They carried it. And now the show is forcing them into adulthood the hardest way possible, by making them confront the consequences of what they lived through. Growing up, this season argues, means reckoning with the damage you couldn't prevent. The Duffer Brothers have been consistent in one way. Season 5 is designed to complete this story. Eleven's arc, Mike's arc. The Upside Down is an active force. The narrative that began with a missing boy and a flickering light is being written toward a deliberate endpoint, not a pause. And then came a behind-the-scenes shift that quietly speaks louder than any press release. Late in production, a major director originally tied to the final episodes had to exit. On a series this carefully structured, that's not a small adjustment. These episodes aren't interchangeable pieces. They're the spine of the entire show. So the Duffers made a choice that reveals their intent without saying a word. They brought in Frank Darabont. That name doesn't signal continuation. It signals finality. Darabont's work is known for endings that don't tease the future. They land. They linger. They leave emotional residue. You don't bring him in to keep options open. You bring him in when you want the ending to mean something permanent. Which brings us to the uncomfortable truth. A Season 6 isn't impossible. But it wouldn't look like Stranger Things as we know it. Studios don't abandon universes. They abandon finished arcs. If this world ever returns, it wouldn't need 11 at the center. It wouldn't need Vecna. It might not even need monsters. It could be years later. New kids. Same town. A Hawkins that survived something unspeakable and now has to live with the aftermath. Not a continuation of the fight, but the consequences of winning it. And sometimes, that's a darker story than the war itself. This is DriftEcho, where endings aren't accepted at face value. They're examined for what they leave behind. So let me ask you, should Stranger Things ever go beyond Season 5, or does its legacy depend on knowing when to stop?